you to get out of here. Now leave. So we were on the ground for maybe 2 minutes, and I didn't even take my chainsaw out of the truck, and I was like, no, we're out of here. This just does not feel comfortable today. So we left. And like I said, I don't know if that was a Dogman encounter, but it sure felt like it because I didn't recognize the energy pattern. Now, a lot of people who are skeptical will say, oh, you can't tell if your energy is around. Try spending a lot of time in the forest. You learn the energy patterns. You know when things are around that shouldn't be around. You have to be. That's what animals rely on. That's what humans rely on who are off the grid. And it's very powerful. And that being said, though, I do know that there are dogmen in this area where I live. In fact, a couple of First Nations elders a couple of years ago were out hunting for black bear, and they saw a couple of black bear. They thought they were on their hind legs, kind of looking around, and the one brother's lowers his pointy stick and zooms in with his scope, trying to figure out which one he was going to harvest. And he looked through his scope. He put his pointy stick down, and he said, "You know what? We're leaving right now." He says to his brother. And his brother says to Beck, well, why don't you take one of those bears? He goes, those aren't bears. Those are dogmen. And they ended up packing up their pointy sticks, getting back in their vehicle, and driving away. So I do know they are in the area. I've never seen one, don't want to encounter one. But eventually, I think because of what I'm into and what I'm investigating up here outside of Spaced Out Radio, that eventually it'll happen. I guess my fear of Dogman is all the stories that I've heard through Spaced Out Radio. And, you hear the stories of people being attacked, or I used to do a monthly segment on my show with the late Butch Witkowski out of Pennsylvania, and I love Butch. He was investigating what he called about a 7 to 8 foot bipedal canine in what they call the Lycan Loop in Pennsylvania. And he would come on there and he would talk about these encounters that people were having where, they'd maybe be walking their dog or maybe on a hike in the Lycan Loop for the afternoon. And all of a sudden this dog man would appear up in the trees or on the path. And it would kind of give them telepathic messages, kind of like, it's time for you to go. And hearing stories of people pointing pointy sticks at these creatures, and the creatures basically telepath